I can't believe it finally happened. Dudes, Third Strike has actually been updated. We've been hearing about this patch for, I think, over a year now. It's kind of crazy to think that Street Fighter III Third Strike is still running off original patches from a long time ago. It has not been updated that much, and there's been this ongoing rumor about a patch from the Iron Galaxy team that it's in the works, it's been there for a while, we just haven't heard anything about it yet. And supposedly, this patch was actually under submission for over a year. I'm hearing like 14 months was the submission period, and it finally got through, and the PlayStation 3 is now updated. Third Strike Online, you can go online and download the free patch right now, but the Xbox 360 version is delayed and might take a couple of weeks because Microsoft generally takes a long-ass time with this stuff. Unfortunately, I only own the Xbox 360 version of this patch, so I'm probably gonna have to go and buy the PlayStation 3 version. But dude, it's been updated. Let's talk about the stuff that actually has been updated before we enjoy an entire week of updated Third Strike coming later on. The biggest thing, and the stuff that I was the most excited about, is that they successfully migrated all the netcode improvements from Marvel vs. Capcom Origins and Darkstalkers Resurrection to Third Strike Online. And in their tests, the game behaves identical to those in the wild. Thank freaking God. You guys probably already know this, and I've talked about this several times ever since Marvel vs. Capcom Origins and Darkstalkers has come out. Those games have some of the best netcode of any games on console right now as far as fighting games go. Next to Killer Instinct, as far as like a 3D fighter, that one does it amazing, but the current reigning king champion is like Darkstalkers Resurrection and Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. They are friggin' fantastic when it comes to netcode, and they handle distance and they handle delay so well, it just blows my freaking mind. And now Third Strike actually gets the same netcode. I can't believe it's happening. I'm so excited that Third Strike is still getting attention and love after so many years of it existing. There's some other small little tweaks and details that I've gone through, so let's talk about what we can expect from Third Strike Online. They replaced the ping colors with actual numbers, thank freaking God. They added filters for region, so your current region or all, opponent's skill and ping, and it's also worth noting that the game will return you to matches that don't match this criteria if none matching your criteria are found. So that means that there's a lot more specific ranked search options. You can actually search by very specific things, which is actually kind of a problem in Killer Instinct now that I hope they eventually alleviate. Rank has changed a little bit, but in theory, you never get reset to 0. If your rank is currently 0, you're going to be stuck that way. And we talked about this before, how it's kind of like a trophy. If you were able to make it so far up in the ranks that you got reset back to 0 and it just didn't continue that meant that you were the highest rank. Only dudes that were rank 0 were like the highest rank around for Third Strike. And right now it means that those rank 0 guys are going to keep their rank, but for people that actually are legitimately ranking up below that and didn't get the max rank before, you're just going to keep continuing like normal and you will never see a rank 0 again. So that means it's like this wonderful trophy for those dudes that played Third Strike a ton. They changed the leaderboards quite a bit for more reliably working on PS3. They changed YouTube uploading from 360 to 360p, which is nice, even though I didn't really ever use that. Super Art bars are now the correct length, and that was something that did kind of bug me from the previous iteration of the game. They added a disable stun to training options, which is fantastic. It's one of those things that I really wish was there before. And we now remember the Super Art selected in Player Select and default that to selection when you return to Player Select. So that's really good because it's not the arcade version of the game which it resets everything. If you pick SA3 with Ken all the time, or Super Art 3 with Ken all the time, that means that when you go back in, it's going to be on Super Art 3 with Ken, the last selection that you made. Difficulties now affect arcade mode. There's a visual glitch in Remy stage with scan lines on, or they fix the visual glitch. They also fixed the color of Urian's reflector. They fixed the color for poison in the background. They made some changes to how Ryu's bag falls over and some more mimicking the arcade thing, and some random other hangs and stuff like that. Those are all very small things in the end. The big one and the thing that we can be the most happy about is that Third Strike's netcode has been drastically improved. The netcode improvement from Third Strike Online to their next few games that they did, which was like Marvel Origins Online and Darkstalkers, Iron Galaxy made huge jumps as far as net play with fighting games over that span of like a year and a half to make really good improvements on how this stuff plays. And I cannot wait to test this stuff out. Even on PS3, which I'm not the biggest fan for connectivity with fighting games because a lot of people tend to use wireless connections on PS3 and stuff like that, and it can really affect the packet loss and transfer of data. So I tend to play most of my games on Xbox 360 because the majority of people play Xbox 360 wired because it costs extra to get the wireless, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to download it in the next few days. You guys can join me on Twitch for some live Third Strike, and of course you guys can tune back here for the actual highlight clips that'll be going up on the Online Warrior videos and stuff like that. I can't believe it, dudes. Please go download the game for PlayStation 3 if you haven't yet. The game is ridiculously cheap nowadays. Coming out in a couple of weeks on Xbox 360, and let's go have fun with one of the greatest fighting games ever made. My name is Maximilian, thank you all very much for watching, and leave a thumbs up if you're friggin' ecstatic that Third Strike has been updated. Take care, folks, and I'll see you online.